What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video. I'm currently out of the studio. I will be on the road for the next coming days. But, guys, we have to talk about the topic at hand. That is Cleveland Brown media taking offense to Coach Prime not saying nothing to him. Now, when I made the video breaking the story yesterday, yes, the story was broke right here on John Liquidator 2.0 that Coach Prime was even up there. I told y'all, I don't see him talking to no reporters at all. Only reporter I maybe see him talk to is Garrett Bush. And it looked like Garrett Bush ain't even getting no motion. Now, Coach Prime did make it his thing to actually tell the world why he went up to Cleveland. He stated that he went to go watch SHEDEUR play. He really didn't go up there to meet Todd Monken. He went up there as a father and as a parent to see his son play football based on his schedule. Now, we do know Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes, who I am hearing. Look, when it comes to the Buffs, I'm hearing they're going to have 8 to 9+ wins. Now, remember where y'all heard that first, because everybody else talking about 8 to 9+ wins for the Colorado Buffaloes. I'm telling you right now what I know definitively. So Coach Prime got a progression of his own to set forth up there in Colorado. So his schedule might not work as well for him to go to even Cleveland games this year, because the Colorado Buffalo season is going to be very much in high demand. That's not saying every season isn't, but I just feel like this year is a little bit more focused on the Buffs. But with all that being said, man, we have to talk about Coach Prime giving it his reasoning as to why he decided to go see his son, SHEDEUR Sanders. Now, the Cleveland Brown media, like I stated to you guys, is definitely pissed off about this, how Coach Prime didn't say nothing to him. He didn't speak to reporters. Now, he did shake everybody's hand and, simple conversation, but he didn't want to give no interviews. He didn't want to answer no questions. And for them to even feel a type of way about that is crazy work. Him coming just as a father, bro, I don't know. It just show you the nature of the drama in Cleveland, bro, because they want these damn clicks so bad, bro, off his son's name. Is crazy work. Now, let's listen to what Coach Prime said. Shout out to my boy Colin, Life in Football, for capturing this moment. Shout out to Well Off Media for filming it. Let's pull it up right here, man. Let's play it.
Racing, I can't wait to start camp. Come in to see my baby. Called me and texted me and sent me the schedule, the practices. So when he sends me a schedule, that means in his voice, Dad, I want you to come see me. I didn't get that text last year. Keep going straight. I didn't get that text last year, but I got it this year. So what does a father do? Come see his baby, because I don't know when I'm seeing him again. It's time for us to go to work. It's time for us to lock in. It's time for us to focus. He's already there. I'm there too. We just say practice. We start team meeting Sunday, go to work Monday. Can't wait. I'm excited. But I had to come. It's the last time I get to see his face, get to hug him, get to touch him. Physical touch is everything.
So that was Coach Prime speaking to the media, speaking to Well Off Media about the reasoning behind him going up to Cleveland. Now, I want y'all to listen to these damn reporters. Listen to these fools, man.
Anybody watch the Dallas Cowboys documentary? I mean, you were seeing end of career Prime, but that guy was so much fun, and he brought, I mean, we talk about like how influential certain guys are in different sports, like LeBron James in the, player era, the more player empowerment era, Steph Curry and the three-point shooting that we see filtered down, maybe, unfortunately, at the youth level. Well, in football, I mean, Deion Sanders was as influential as it gets. I mean, you had a guy that was doing all the stuff that at times I've talked about SHEDEUR doing. He was doing all that stuff 30 years ago behind the scenes. It also came with a lot of polarization. There were a lot of people that didn't like his way of doing things. A lot of old school guys didn't like this guy that was showboating. I mean, he would pick six you and then dance his way to the end zone. And as a kid, I absolutely loved it. There were some older people that did not like that stuff whatsoever. And now everybody does it. I mean, to some extent. It's just a whole different league now. And I think you could point to Deion Sanders for part of it. So yesterday, you saw Deion Sanders out there. Did it take you back?
Oh, absolutely. And he's 58 years old, so he's just 7-8 years older than I am. So I remember that, and remember that kind of that culture swing of what he did and how he was very flamboyant, but he backed it up. It was so good. And then to be able to go, as you get older and you realize these athletes, how different athletes are. I had the opportunity to play with some guys at Kent that played in the NFL, and the difference between them and the rest of us is it's not even night and day. It's not a good comparison. And then be able to go play baseball. Like, what an incredible athlete.
Insane.
He was one of my favorites. He was for his play as well, because he kind of revolutionized bump press, right? So I'm getting nitty gritty with what I thought too.
Uh-oh. We got music. Hold on, we got music for that. I can assure you.
So
you want to get nitty gritty?
No music. All right. So for me, I was remember he kind of revolutionized man coverage and getting your hands on and bump press and then playing off, but playing in your back pocket. Like he was able to do things at that time that no one else could do because of his skill set and his speed too. So when you're watching him play, you're like, this guy's playing the position like it's played now 30 years ago, which is really cool.
And quintessentially, he was shutting down half the field. That was not a term that people would bring up. But, people would look at his numbers and go, well, wait a second. And then you realize, they don't throw there. They quite literally don't throw the football there. That's what offensive coordinators are doing against him. And so, we've seen that at times with Denzel Ward. He's been one of the great lockdown guys in the sport. So I wonder what it was like for all of them yesterday as they are seeing Deion Sanders. Now, I know Jared Verse, did he weigh in on the greatness that was? Now, Verse is young. He couldn't possibly have, watched Deion Sanders. He wasn't alive, but still had nice things to say.
They have a tie-in.
Well, let's go.
Obviously, he's one of the best to ever do it. As a Florida State guy, I've always watched him. I always idolized him, watching, going around the facility, you see his picture on every other wall. Like, it's crazy. But I'm just ready to, talk to him, get to dissect his brain a little bit about the game. Obviously, we play different positions, but you can still take a lot away from him.
Now, I knew he wasn't talking about UAlbany. It was not a tie-in.
No,
UAlbany. But Todd Monken certainly knows all there is to know about the career of Deion Sanders, and he was asked a question. Hey, you get any advice?
There was some back and forth as to being around SHEDEUR in terms of how he processes personality-wise, and I think competitive-wise. He got into it at the end, in terms of what makes him tick that he's been around, which was good. It was all good. But we've seen that. Most of what he said, we've been able to see. Now, we haven't gotten to games yet. That's a lot different animal, but at this point, what he talked about, I would have said that's how I've seen it. The guy played baseball at a high level. Forget being an elite corner. Forget that. It's hard to be elite at one thing, right? Wow. And then to be elite at multiple things. You're hopeful that you can be elite at one thing and then be elite in your personal life, right? And the things that matter. Being a great father, husband, religiously, and what you believe in, that you hope you can be elite at. But to be all that is impressive.
All right, so obviously the internet got going because there is a faction of individuals that are going to criticize anything for, especially SHEDEUR. SHEDEUR is a polarizing figure. We've heard what Mark Schlereth has said about him. We've had Baldy, who's going to be at camp next week. We're going to get a chance to talk to him. Excited about that, I think, on Tuesday. But Brian Baldinger says, these coaches want 24/7 football. They don't want these guys to have another life. So that's when it comes to SHEDEUR. But his dad being there somehow created a controversy with some of the fans, which I think is kind of laughable. Was he there meddling? Was he there trying to take away some of the limelight from the practice, Coach Rislett? Is that what you saw?
No, I'll tell you what, I have been down there 4 or 5 years now, and I have sent out many tweets about practice. I have never gotten the response I have because I posted out a picture of Deion watching his kid. And
pretty cool.
2 things I will tell you. One is it's a different situation than ever. So if people who were against it, right, they were saying, well, no other dad gets to be there. And I agree, you're a dad first. But it's Deion Sanders. There's a little bit different. And what I have seen at practice is I have seen celebrities. I've seen college coaches, and I've seen retired NFL coaches, a whole bunch of them who are all on the field entertaining everybody. Now, I will tell you this, as Todd Monken being old like me, he does not care that Deion's there. That does not influence him whatsoever. That I know for sure. Now, it's nice because I thought Monken had a human element to it because he's like us. He's like, oh, this is Deion Sanders. This is cool. Doesn't affect how he's coaching. Now, I will say this at practice. I was so impressed with Deion and how he handled himself. So the picture I sent out, people said, well, he's standing on the sidelines. The entire practice, Deion sat in the stands, did not talk to him. He was not rude. Everybody wanted to meet him. He shook everybody's hand. He was just a dad watching his kid practice. Now, the other college coaches, it was a weird thing because first of all, he's Deion Sanders. He's a college coach. He's the quarterback's dad, all this kind of stuff. He's famous, all these things. So it's a unique situation. He stood in the stands and just watched his kid. Did not say a word, did not coach, did not meddle. I will say this, for a guy who is always made about him, wasn't about him yesterday. He was just there watching his kid, and I thought he did a good job of making sure everybody knew he was just there watching his kid. And however you think about things, that's how I thought about it yesterday. And then when practice end, right, they always stay after. Coaches go in. That's when Deion went down to see his kid. SHEDEUR and Wallace were throwing some routes, getting some work in. Like every other camp I've been to, everybody after practice, quarterback stays with the receiver or running back, whatever it is, and they get a little bit of work in for 10, 15 minutes. Then they leave the field. The same thing that happened yesterday. That's when he came down to see his kid. Besides that, he didn't meddle. He didn't talk to anybody. He was there watching his kid. That was it.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody could have a problem with that. I think, when the thought of, hey, having, the cameras around, which we already know both these quarterbacks have the film crews, and we've kind of had fun, made light of that. But, then it's like, all right, are they going to be doing the reality show, their show that got picked up? Or is that going to be a big part? That wasn't the case at all. It was just, there he is watching his kid and then talking football, which you don't think Deion Sanders has some wisdom to impart? You don't think someone like him who's been through it, over the years and then has coached it and now at a very high level in college, and I don't know how anybody could have a problem. Now, if he was there every day and you saw him standing next to the coaches every day, all right, maybe putting his thumb on the scale, then I think it'd be like, all right, maybe it's time for him to go back to Boulder. He's got some things that he might have to hash out with his college football team. But that's not the case. He was there yesterday, and it seemed like everybody was loving it.
Yeah, he and once again, he stood in the stand. And the thing that's interesting is that what I really thought was a guy who is polarizing. There's no question he could have said, he could have made himself, he could have walked right down to that media tent and he would have got interviewed. And no one would have interviewed a player or talked to anybody else. They would have talked. He made a point to go in the stands and not make it about himself. And I'm sure if you're Deion Sanders, if you're that famous, that's got to be hard. So for me, once again, the idea that the film crew, that's what I like about Monken too. Monken doesn't care about any of that stuff. Keep yourself out of trouble. When we hit the field or when we're in the meeting room or when we're in the weight room, it's time to go to work. Besides that, you have to do you, and you have to be yourself. And that's what a player's coach is. Monken's saying, you can be you. I'm 60, you're 20. Go be 20. If you're mad because he's on social media, that's what kids do. That's what kids do. So that's not something to be mad about. That's what you have to do as a coach. You got to meet them where they're at. That's what I think Monken's off to a good start doing.
All right. I'd love to hear.
So that was the 92 The Fan this morning, speaking about the current situation involving Coach Prime. I want to know you guys' thoughts down in the comment section. Make sure y'all keep them bills on. Until next time, man, shake the headers off. I'm out of here. Peace out.